And we're back. This is the Live China Music Podcast. I'm Elie, and my co-host is...
Hey guys, it's me, Will. Yeah, ever glad to be back. We're just charging through. I'm very excited because Elie's gonna come swing through Shanghai this weekend. So we wanted to get this recording out there.
After many broken promises.
I know.
How many times have you tried to schedule this before?
A lot. I mean, to be honest, he doesn't even have a ticket yet, but he seems more committed than usual, and it's only 2 days away, so I think he's going to pull the trigger.
Yeah. I'm going to be there. There's a show I want to check out. I want to hang out with my mate, Will. I'm going to record some cool stuff. I'm going to talk about music. We're going to probably drink more than we should.
Yeah, I know.
And it's going to be a good weekend.
Yeah, preparing myself mentally, physically. Before then, let's lay out some new music for everyone, because we've got new tunes from a lot of bands, a lot of interesting tracks this week. Very excited to share with you all.
Yeah, this week we're doing a lot of electronic music. And a lot of kind of left field kind of stuff on the electronic side of things, at least. Yeah, I kind of noticed that. Yeah, it's getting to the end of the year, so I'm kind of basically not so much playing catch up, but I'm just putting a wider net than usual, and I'm just kind of take as much as I can in before we get to the end of the year. Make sure I'm not missing any, big releases that might pop into my best of list. I think we're going to start with a track which is kind of unique in what it's doing, but let's just listen to it first. This is Berlin Psycho Nurse with Thistles. Thistles by Berlin Psycho Nurse. So let me give you a little bit of the context for this track. So it was released on November 29th. And so Berlin Psycho Nurse, they're a post-punk band. They've been doing a bit of noise in the past few years, and they're signed with Taihe Maitian, which is one of the largest record labels in China. This track is unique because it actually was released previously with different lyrics. Yeah, so it was recorded under a different name. Originally, it was released as Legiliments. And the reason why they've released it again is because it's a soundtrack for a documentary that will be interesting to our friends into the arts of pugilism. That is to say, it's a documentary about Zhang Weili. And Zhang Weili is, of course, a superstar in MMA and the UFC.
Interesting. So they essentially have reworked a song for a documentary.
Yeah, which I couldn't quite work out. I think that it might actually have already been released. The documentary is called Unstoppable for people who want to look it up.
Okay. That's very interesting. I have conflicting feelings about doing that, but I also am kind of like, why not? Like, if someone passes that opportunity onto you, hey, you want to, throw us one of your tracks for our film, why not just tell them, like, I think we can, we work this. How about we make it more to the theme of your film and see how you like it?
I actually am in the middle of negotiations with a company that wants exactly that. I mean, they want a track from one of our artists, but they've asked to change the lyrics so that it fits the narrative of where they're filming.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see the, from a ethical, not ethical so much, but just from a band standpoint, how you can feel maybe the push and pull of whether or not this is it selling out, or is it just kind of playing along?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like when books are adapted into movies, right? The scenario leaves some stuff out, it takes some other stuff, and the author doesn't really have that much to say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, like, I enjoy this track, and I'm happy that a band like Berlin Psycho Nurses, I mean, just the name alone, you kind of get an idea of what you're getting into. But I'm just impressed that they have this kind of traction behind them. I mean, Berlin Psycho Nurses have always, I don't want to say been down the middle, but they're a very tight band. Very theatrical, very slick, very polished, but I always kind of enjoyed like how magnetic it is and how good they are at this sound.
Yeah. So I think it's a good opportunity to get people to discover the band. Just talking about this track today, they have a lot of cool stuff under their belt. And, we did touch upon the role of record labels in previous episodes. And I think this is a good example of what a record label should be doing, which is find deals for their artists' music to find a broader audience and, build revenue for their artists so that, they can keep making a living from music. So I'd say kudos to Tairo Maitian on getting that deal.
All right. Awesome. Where are we heading to next?
We are heading to your neck of the woods, or, quite close, because we're going to Hangzhou. And this is Summertime Blues by The Farmers.
Just to try to earn a dollar. Yeah, I'm gonna bring it, baby. I try to get laid. Sometimes I wonder what I'm gonna do, but there ain't no cure for the summertime blues. Woo! Told me, son, you got to earn some money. And if you wanna use the car, go and drive it next Sunday. Well, I didn't go to work, I told the boss I was sick. Woo! Sometimes I wonder what I'm gonna do, but there ain't no cure for the summertime blues. Hey!
Hell yeah.
Summertime Blues by The Farmers.
Love that beefy, chunky, psyched out 60s era garage rock. Very.
Do you get some?
I know what you're gonna say.
Do you? Okay.
Okay, say it.
White Stripes.
Yeah, exactly. I knew you were gonna go there. Yeah, for sure. I think actually my friend as soon as like they finished their set when we saw them live, basically went out to them like White Stripes, right? And like, yeah, of course we love White Stripes. Like, who doesn't love the White Stripes? Yeah, this is a young 3-piece band out of Hangzhou. Just, 3 guys just really good at their instruments and really going for that kind of old school, vintage, just kind of that musicality that is, I feel, is sometimes lacking in a lot of new bands who are trying to be too cool and too like, trending on what's cool these days or whatnot.
And this is from Happy Records, 快乐唱片. So I've been seeing quite a lot of articles and stuff popping up in my feed from these guys. What do you know about them?
Very DIY label, mainly distribution out of Hangzhou. They used to have a physical shop, and I think they, like a month ago or so, they shut that down, and at the moment don't have a permanent home, but still are keeping up the work, helping lots of emerging bands and hip hop artists like set up tours, helping lots of bands get out their like debut album out there. Just kind of exactly what a young band should be looking for their first like album. Like if you want to get something made and you want that kind of DIY, like do it yourself quality to it, then like Happy Records is kind of a great label to hit up.
Am I correct in thinking that Fadze is actually with them?
You are definitely incorrect on that matter.
Because I thought, for some reason, that they were involved in Fadze's tour in Europe, like earlier this summer.
No, that sounds more like Space Circles.
Oh, yeah, it's Space Circle. I'm wrong. Yeah, Space Circle. Yeah. But they're also based in Hangzhou, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I think like at the moment they're helping like some emerging rapper hit up a tour. They helped the Beneficial Society do some touring. I mean, the best way to find out about these guys is through WeChat, and if you got WeChat, get on their WeChat account, Happy Records, and a lot there to like. So
now we're gonna switch gears and move on to the electronic side of things for today. And the next track is called Mind Game by REV, R-E-V. Should we give it a whirl?
Give it all you got.
All right, coming up, Mind Game by REV.
That was Mind Game from REV, REV, or is it REV? Reverse? REV? REV? It does say REV is short for reverse, but goosh. Anywho, this is a up-and-coming Chongqing producer. And this release, Stay Nomad, is off of Planet Moo, actually.
Yeah, I just found out. I mean, looking up the track because I know nothing, and so I just went searching a little bit. And Planet Moo is a British record label which has been going on for over 30 years now.
I know, it's got some heavyweights on there. It's got like RP Boo and stuff.
Ah,
so it's pretty awesome recognition there. Very ghostly, very much not something you would expect to be hearing in a club, but I do really enjoy this kind of deconstructed club wave we've got here. Very eerie, very starts off very down tempo with that really nice piano before it just kind of swirls around these disembodied vocals from this female pop singer or whatnot.
it kind of reminded me a little bit of DJ Shadow. I think the album is Meet the Press. I think that's the one where there's like this same kind of bass.
That really heavy kind of...
Yeah, and some ethereal samples of, you can't quite figure out where it might be from, if it's from a movie or just some found pieces of sound that might have been recorded anywhere. And it just, this whole gives it this slow, peaceful, but occasionally disturbing vibe.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it's essentially like taking a little bit too much codeine or something, and just you find yourself in this kind of slow motion world where things kind of pop in and out of your vision or whatnot, just pop in and out of your vicinity. Your senses kind of just get ignited in the stop and go motion.
And the track, actually, Mind Game, was also featured on the record label's compilation where they put, I think, 30 years of their releases on, and this is one of them. But it's also its own album. I think it's eight tracks or something like that.
You can find that album, Stay Nomad, on Bandcamp. Very much worth digging into. It shifts quite a bit in there, so enjoy. Yeah, really cool stuff.
And speaking of Bandcamp, in the show notes we usually put up links if we can find them, so you can just stop listening to the podcast and just go and listen to the full tracks.
Yeah, you guys can just leave right now. I mean, you can just pretty much look at all the text under this episode and just put mute on us and enjoy.
Yeah,
please
and come back to us later.
Please don't do that.
No.
We need you. We need you so much. Please.
We do. All right, stay for a little while. And now we're going to move on to a track for which I barely could find anything at all. And this is...
Me too, man. I had to do a deep dive on the Japanese World Wide Web.
Right.
Japanese sites is madness.
Okay. So this is Guru Guru by Elie and Postmodernhippie.
普通ってなんだっけ？友達がいる。その人に言うとあまりにもな顔をする。でも違うんだ。僕だと
This was Guru Guru by postmodernhippie and Sora Shali in Chinese, but you had a lot to say about this.
Well, so postmodern hippie is based out of Changzhou, acts basically as a producer who kind of does this wild, crazy jukebox mix of breakcore, Midwest emo, chiptune, shoegaze, involves lots of virtual Japanese singers and whatnot. And they've been picking up a lot of steam over the past couple of years with a lot of releases on Sango Records, which is essentially the Chinese football singers, Shubos, kind of Japanese, not only Japanese, but mostly like caters to a Japanese audience. Bandcamp page and label.
It's very intriguing, and for me, I tried to look up a few things. So Postmodern EP's latest track I could see was released last year in 2024. And their last Instagram post is also from about that time.
Yeah, the Instagram is kind of just like a dead end. For this track, I saw it pop up somewhere on Weibo, and then I had to do kind of reverse engineer, which brought me to a lot of... So this track was released on a I believe like a Japanese label or something.
Well, that would make sense because you say the other half, which I didn't work out. I didn't have time to work out.
So this collaboration is with from what I gathered, an up-and-coming Japanese singer-songwriter or actress that goes by the name of Saura, Sara, whose phone-recorded voice message became kind of the linchpin of this song. But there is like a video online, which I think there's a music video for this track online, which is kind of encapsulates the vibe of postmodern hippie pretty well, which is to me kind of emo schoolgirl in some glitched out, filled Dave Lynchian kind of world. And I do think it's pretty cutting edge what postmodern hippie is up to.
So, I mean, I think a bit of a theme has developed through this episode, which is international. The tracks we've been covering so far, there's always been something international about it. Be it the musicians involved, or the project it's connected to, the inspiration they take in their music. And the same goes for the next one, which is a track called Not Just Chaos by UNTECHCIRCLES. Let's hear it. This album was released on November 23rd, and it was released through the collective Detroit Underground. Here again, we have an artist who's working with people outside of China.
Detroit, of all places, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm just quoting from the Bandcamp liner notes here. The album's name is Dying Light, and it's an electronic music album created over 4 years by the musician Chen Jingkang on Tech Circle. And so he's been traveling through Asia and Europe and using a lot of samples that he's collecting on the road for his music. How do you find him, by the way?
UNTECHCIRCLES kind of been... It's been a name that's popped up before because this album is kind of jointly released with Detroit Underground and System. System being like which was a pretty significant venue here in Shanghai that geared towards more electronic stuff, but just all in all very kind of underground subculture hub. And so ever since they shut their doors, they've been keeping the brand going, if you will, with lots of parties and inviting lots of international guests. And this is, I believe, like their first musical release. And so I've seen this name pop up on lineups at System. I've seen it associated with another label called SOTI, who have been a bit quiet, but I think are coming back very soon. But I kind of really enjoy. I like to view albums like this, artists like this, as kind of like sound installation electronic music.
Right.
It feels very meticulous. It feels very much like it feels like an installation in many ways. It has a tangible texture to it.
Well, I mean, it's interesting you mentioned installation because Detroit Underground, in their kind of presentation that I found, they describe themselves as a multidisciplinary collective that operates as a record label, but they also do a lot of video installations. So I think that's very important in the work they've been releasing.
Very cool stuff for the release show. They kind of the Sichuan producer, whose I guess real name is Jin Kang Chen, he gathered like a whole band to make it into like a live band show, which I'm super curious like how that would work, but pretty awesome.
So you missed it.
I missed it.
Okay. Well, we can't catch them all.
It's still touring around. I don't know. It's playing somewhere, this band tour.
All right. Neat. Let's keep an eye out for this. And so, we're going to finish this episode with something very different from what we've played before. And this is Dongnan Buxiugang. Southeastern Stainless Steel is the name of the band. 当工厂倒闭，我们该怎么办? What should we do when the factory closes? Let's hear it.
当工厂倒闭，我们该怎么办？卫星的音乐家不会管你会不会撑得到下一座站。当工厂倒闭，我们该怎么办？没有你，没有他，没有我们的大家。
What should we do when the factory closes? This was 当工厂倒闭我们该怎么办 from 东南不锈钢 Southeastern Stainless Steel.
From Fuzhou. And I actually just realized now I caught this band actually a couple months ago. Or last month, to be exact.
They were touring in Shanghai?
They were part of like one of the Yuntang channel platters that they do like every couple times a month. And so they invited a couple bands from Fuzhou to perform like on a weekday. And like they were the last band I remember. And I knew I like when they came on stage, I was just I was like, oh no, I don't think this is going to be for me. But then they just started playing and like there was just something so gleeful and boisterous about them. Just very infectious. A bit pop punky, a bit funky, a bit blues rocky, a bit of everything, but they were just so in it, so in the clutch. And yeah, they really won me over. And, you know, I like how we end our shows like on like nice ballads like this.
We also fit like this is like a punk ballad, which is a cool format that, you know, punks do occasionally. Last episode, we also finished on punk. Yeah, I mean, I gotta give props to the band because I was listening to their first EP that came out last year, and the first track on it has a melodica and a steel guitar. That in it itself, I thought was kind of cool. And yeah, this track, they're saying that basically something along the lines of this track is for the countryside people and from them as musicians that are not posers, you know, they're living there, and then the kind of what they're talking about in this track is a sentiment that I think can be felt in all, like, you know, blue collar occupations, and something that it's good to be reminded of sometimes. Yeah,
I like the idea that they're kind of commenting on like how it is trendy to kind of capitalize on that blue collar, like we're blue collar musicians and whatnot, when in reality a lot of these bands or musicians, artists are not at all blue collar. They're just kind of piggybacking on that kind of aesthetic.
Yeah, nice. I don't know if you followed this. I mean, I kind of stumbled onto it recently. There's a Yunnan band that's gone kind of viral on Douyin, on the Chinese TikTok, and they're 5 brothers who do. They're imitating a famous Korean boy band. I think it's called Big Band or something like that, and. But they have their own tracks, and the kind of gimmick is that they're really from the countryside, and so they'll interrupt their like live streams that they do for their fans online, because their mom is going to tell them, well, okay, it's time to, you know, clean the house or whatever, or pick up the go pick the crops or something. It's like, oh, we got to go now, and they just, you know, shut it down. Yeah, so they have this very kind of cute aesthetic of being super DIY, and you can, like, the smoke effects they have is like corn burning, and someone next to them is kind of flaming the smoke on the corn. I don't know, it's kind of cute.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to check that out. I'm all for this goofy ass shit. Love it. And all for Southeast Stainless Steel. Great job, guys.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, that does it for us this episode. I mean, I'm very excited about this weekend, getting to hang out with you. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. Terrified, but excited. And yeah, should we just like carry our mics around everywhere we go and just cause trouble?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We can do this kind of like...
just bring a little Zoomy with me.
In French, we call it micro-trottoir. You know, you go in the street and you just ask random strangers stuff. We could do something like that. I mean, on Friday, we're going to see Dassom Beck, who's a Korean artist who's doing experimental music. You said something about being invited to a different show, which I feel is like another one of those cloak and flap things. Is it? Or
I believe so. I don't know. They probably play there at the Molchop Doma. We have that possibility on Saturday. We're gonna go check out some emo music with Dials Alder.
Trigger.
Oh, we have Trigger in the afternoon, of course. Need some torturing.
Yeah, torturing nurse.
We're gonna do way too much. Is really what's gonna happen. But I mean, to be honest, like we're getting up at 8:30 in the morning on Saturday, no matter what. It's really not up to us. So like, we have plenty of time to record.
Yeah. Well, let's see what happens. Anyways, it was fun talking today. If you enjoyed the show, remember to follow, share it with your friends. It's really the best thing you can do. If you have people you feel might be interested in learning about what's going on in the music scene in China these days, just share the podcast with them. And yeah, I think that's it for today.
We're so happy to be sharing music with you all. Stick around. We'll be back soon enough with some more tracks.